This is the Dubai Autodrome and home of the Grand Racing Weekend, and we're about to get the Speedcar National Round Race 1 underway. Speedcar, big V8, 620 brake horsepower stock cars with a grid packed of drivers of young aspiring talent, as well as some household names from the worlds of motor racing as well. Put the whole lot together and you have a Speedcar, a phenomenal spectacle and a race that we are so looking forward to. Earlier on, the practice and qualifying sessions have shown up just some of the entertainment that we can look forward to around this fast and furious Dubai Autodrome when these speed cars take to the track. So just some of the names that are included in our grid of drivers include legends like Jean Alesi and Johnny Herbert. Johnny Herbert, ex-Formula 1 star, of course, who won't be at all happy with his qualification, which sees him right at the back of this packed grid of cars. So he will be very disappointed with that, but you can bet your bottom dollar that he will try and battle his way through the traffic to be on that podium at the end of this race. What a fantastic sight it is. And there is Matthias Lauda in his car, crash helmet on. And Matthias had a brilliant qualification series earlier on, and there's just the schedule of what we can look forward to with speed cars here at the Dubai Autodrome. Next is to the Suntel International Circuit, then Sepang, then Bahrain on the 4th and 6th of April at the International Circuit in Bahrain, and then back here to the home of speed cars on the 10th and 12th of April here at the Dubai Autodrome. And this is the National Round. Race 1 today, about to get underway. So what a great shot of all the cars ready to do battle. Flags waving in the wind, and here's how it looks then. Row 1 is Gianni Morbidelli, who set the fastest lap. Gianni Morbidelli then pole position, alongside him Matthias Lauda, one of the young superstars about to do battle. And then through row 4, 5 and 6, and as you can see, Johnny Herbert right at the back of the grid, which he won't be particularly happy with, but what it does mean for us is it's going to be a scintillating race. Look of contemplation on drivers' faces as they get ready to go and form the grid. Stefan Johansson pulls the visor down, puts it back up again. And with the grid just about cleared, we can expect the formation lap to be underway very, very soon. And then on-track action, which will come thick and fast. This Dubai track is challenging for the drivers, great for spectators. It is designed absolutely perfectly to get the most out of a driver in terms of what he needs to challenge him on track. We hear the V8 roar into life. The 620 brake horsepower stock cars ready to contest Speedcar National Round Race number 1. As we go down the grid and check out just some of the drivers revving the engines. The yellow peril, that is car number 71, Nicholas Navarro. Just 15 seconds until the formation lap is underway. And during the formation lap, you'll see the cars weave from side to side as they try as early on as they can to put some heat into those tyres and also into the brakes. There they go. The sight and sound of speed car racing. There we are, the weaving from side to side. So they'll do a complete lap of the circuit to form the grid. Being led around by one of the circuit safety cars. This gives you just some idea of the super smooth racing surface that these drivers are racing on this afternoon. And an idea of some of the construction that continues around the Dubai Autodrome. You can hear the tyres squealing in protest. As Jean Alesi weaves from side to side. Then gives it a footful of revs, changes gear. All this in preparation, of course, all this as part of his warm-up routine. Safety car at the rear of the grid as well, to make sure all is well. Looking backwards now from Gianni Morbidelli's car. And there a member of the one of the teams gives it the thumbs up. Everything's okay. And the Speedcar Series t-shirt worn with pride. Weave and weave they do then. On board with Matthias Lauda, who just slows up. As they are paced round by the safety car. It is the Speedcar Series and this the Speedcar National Round Race 1 here at the Dubai Autodrome. Okay, so the safety car peels off and the drivers are in charge of the formation right now. There's Gianni Morbidelli. We're on board with Matthias Lauda. They bunch up nice and tight. It's red lights on the bridge. And the red lights go and we are away and racing. Let's go racing. Dubai Autodrome. This is the Speedcar National Round Race 1. Gianni Morbidelli on the outside. Matthias Lauda right through the middle and already some jostling going on midway through the grid. A bit of a battle going on for third place right now. But Gianni Morbidelli out into front he goes. Then there's Matthias Lauda. And Matthias Lauda coming under some pressure straight away from Jean Alesi, who has made a fantastic start from mid-order on the grid. We're with Jean Alesi right now. And a great shot of how he is working his way through this pack of cars. And he's on the inside, Matthias Lauda on the outside. We're with Stefan Johansson on the inside of Al Maktoum, and makes that count. Can he get back up the inside? No, and there's a little bit of a bump. This is what stock car racing is all about. No quarter is given and no quarter is taken either. Each and every driver is out there fighting for their position. So right at the early stages of this race already we see some action, and we expected that because this is what the series is built on. Absolute action every single lap. Gianni Morbidelli leads, Matthias Lauda is in second place and Jean Alesi is third. So as the cars jostle for position then. Great shot there of Nicolas Navarro in the yellow peril then, who's just looking at what's happening in front of him, waiting for a driver to make a mistake and use the opportunity to steal up the inside or around the outside. Gianni Morbidelli leads the way. Second place it is Matthias Lauda, and in third place Jean Alesi. So already Morbidelli beginning to build up a little bit of a lead of 2 or 3 car lengths. And a big battle going on here between Uwe Olsen and David Terrian in car number 20. There's your lead car, number 10, Gianni Morbidelli. There's second, Lauda. Third is Lacey. And the cars fly through with Johnny Herbert bringing up the rear. So this is just how it all got underway. Absolutely phenomenal start from these speed cars. Each and every driver disciplined to know how to get this rolling lap start underway properly. And then a huge battle into the first bend where everyone jostles for position, of course. So the race being led by Morbidelli. Right now we're on board with Jean Alesi, and that's exactly how he made it count. All the way up the outside like a hot knife through butter, slicing his way through the grid. And look at this. This is the action speed car style with lots of panel rubbing. And a brilliant onboard shot right now, and that is exactly how it happened as Stefan Johansson was pushed onto the outside. Okay, back with the way it looks then, and still being led by Gianni Morbidelli, with Lauda as second and Alesi third. And the cars all fly through the home straight. Battle here between Nicolas Navarro and Uwe Alzen. They're battling at the moment for 6th and 7th position. These flame-throwing V8 monsters beginning to pace themselves out. Nicolas Navarro looking around the outside. Now he dives up the inside, but there wasn't really a space there. He didn't have quite the pace to get up the inside. Whilst all that's going on behind, Gianni Morbidelli coolly leads the race away. So this is a bit of a battle that's going on between Al Maktoum and Mikola. And just hear the roar of that fantastic V8 engine fitted into these speed cars. Hasser Al Maktoum is the car that we're looking at, and we have a spinner, and that is Johansson. Stefan Johansson in 07 goes round and very nearly takes out Johnny Herbert as well. So Stefan Johansson just overcooked it through a bend and got it very, very sideways and turned around. There's your lead car, Gianni Morbidelli. And we're going to take a look at just how Stefan Johansson got it so wrong. You can see how these cars really dive into the corner, and was actually helped on his way there by Katayama. That will be remembered, that's for sure. Okay, so it's Morbidelli and Lauda. And now a great shot as we can see the battle that's going on there between David Terrian in car number 20. And we're on board with Jean Alesi, and Terrian is right in his wheel tracks. Now Jean Alesi is one of those drivers that won't be pressured. And Gianni Morbidelli leading the way. Now Terrian takes a look up the inside, tries to outbrake Gianni Morbidelli. Jean Alesi, I beg your pardon, in car number 27, he tried desperately to outbrake him, failed. Jean Alesi, of course, is a very old hand when it comes to track craft. Fastest lap been set by David Terrian then, which gives you some idea of just how quickly these cars are getting around this Dubai Autodrome. So he's still literally shadowing every step of the way, Jean Alesi, and is trying to find a way past. And again, he takes a look at the inside, dives back to be right alongside him, then takes a sneaky look up the inside. No room there to get round. And of course, Jean Alesi will be conscious of this all the time. He'll know that David Terrian is trying desperately to get past him and thinking, hey, I'm not going to make it easy for you, you find a way round. And Terrian takes another look up the inside onto the rumble strips, and back up the start-finish straight they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's Morbidelli from Lauda, Alesi, Terrian, Alzen, Navarro, Mikola, and Al Maktoum with Katayama, Herbert and Johansson. And just as we speak, Johansson gets past Johnny Herbert, changes gear into the right-hander. Herbert looks to fight back, and they are literally side by side, very nearly panel rubbing. This is the battle right at the back of the grid. Stefan Johansson, Johnny Herbert, 07 versus 69. And here we can see that manoeuvre absolutely perfectly executed by the cool Stefan Johansson, who dived up the inside. Johnny Herbert leaving just enough room for him to be able to do that. So at the front of the grid, Morbidelli is still leading, but the Terrian-Lacey battle now looks like it's being eclipsed by the Terrian-Olsen battle. Because Olsen, who's currently in 5th place, is trying to find a way around car number 20. That's David Terrian. Whilst all this is going on, John O'Lacey is thinking, thanks very much, because that's taken the pressure off of me. Although Terrian fights back. There's Gianni Morbidelli in car number 10, right at the front of the grid, leading the pack away. And this is what it looks like. Gianni Morbidelli, Matthias Lauda, Jean Alesi, David Terrian and Uwe Olsen. You can hear them fighting through those gears, using all the gears necessary through the gearbox, and then absolutely pummeling this V8 engine for everything it's worth to get the maximum out around this Fast and Furious Dubai Autodrome. Fastest lap now, Uwe Olsen at 1:42.844. That's 1:42.844. Interestingly, Gianni Morbidelli's fastest lap thus far has been 1:43.097. So Uwe Olsen doing a great job in terms of setting a very, very fast lap time. But of course, it is Morbidelli that's leading the way. He's in 1st place. Matthias Lauda 2nd, Jean Alesi 3rd. A little bit of tyre smoke then off the Jean Alesi car as he brakes. And this is Johansson and Katayama. And Johansson goes through. Of course, Katayama responsible for Johansson going round earlier on in the race, and that won't be forgotten. So these big saloon cars, monster stock cars that are speed cars in this, their Race 1 for the Speedcar National Round. Back on board, rearward looking. And just how quick these cars are indicated brilliantly by that rearward facing shot. Off the power, back on the power again. Morbidelli leading the way. But there we see the battle that continues between 27 Jean Alesi and car number 20 David Terrian. Alesi, of course, letting no space between him that will allow him the opportunity, or allow Terrian the opportunity to get alongside, and once alongside, half the battle is won. With Jean Alesi, of course, well respected professional motor racing driver. Matthias Lauda now, we're on board with Matthias with a rearward facing shot, and we can see exactly just how hard that Jean Alesi is trying to get on terms. He'd rather be 2nd than 3rd, he'd rather be 1st than 2nd. But a bit of work to be done yet. David Terrian coming under increasing pressure from Uwe Olsen. And now it looks like the battle between Lauda and Alesi is really beginning to hot up, as Alesi was literally right on his bumper, and I thought a move was going to be made. Maybe the time just wasn't right, but into the flat out home straight they go now, and there's very little between this 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place cars. Whilst all that's going on, Morbidelli cool at the front, leading the race. But then we see Lauda and Alesi. Here's Katayama and Johnny Herbert. And Johnny Herbert getting past the ailing Katayama. And Jean Alesi has gone. Spun. He will be absolutely furious. Restarts the car, it's stalled. And straight back out on track again. Well, that really has changed the whole perspective of this these place order, because right now David Terrien is right into the boot of Matthias Lauda, and Jean Alesi is out of the equation. Who would have predicted that? On board once again and giving us the rearward shot. This is Matthias Lauda, and we can see just how hard they are trying behind to get on terms. Jean Alesi back out on track again in car number 27. And there we see him go badly wrong and stalled in the process. And there obviously felt there was an opportunity to take Lauda and got it very, very wrong. Just pushed it a little bit too hard, got sideways. Thankfully didn't take any other cars out in the process of so doing. But that's precisely what happened to Jean Alesi. So it's now Morbidelli, Lauda, and this is Katayama into the pit area, and you can see one or two bent panels on there, which is part of Speedcar Stock Car Racing. And Katayama out of the car, which presumably means that his race is run. This is where the battle is between second, third and fourth. It's Lauda, Terrien and Olsen having a real battle. Now Gianni Morbidelli of course leading the race, but has not been able to pull out a tremendous lead, which shows you just how close these cars are in terms of their design and their specification. And it is really all down to the driver as Lauda goes very, very wide. Is that enough? Oh, and he shuts the door on Terrien. Lauda realised that he'd made a mistake. He went too wide and thought, oh no, what am I going to do to resurrect this? And shut the door on him. Now Terrien is trying very, very hard, and this time he is through. Oh, and he takes it very wide. He gets a little nudge from Lauda. And that means that David Terrien, where once he thought he was going to advance a place, has actually gone down too. Well, there we are. That is just part of the entertainment spectacle that is speed car racing. Fantastic racing. And right now, whilst all that is going on, then Uwe Alsen goes through. This is fantastic racing. Morbidelli leads. Then it's Uwe Alsen, Matthias Lauda, Nicholas Navarro, and then David Terrien back down, relegated now into 5th place on the track. He tried a really, really hard manoeuvre, and this is it. That's where he goes through, and then just receives a little nudge as Lauda sends him round into a classic spin. Fantastic racing. And there is the shot of him from the rearward facing camera. So it's Morbidelli leading, Alsen 2nd place, Lauda in 3rd and Navarro 4th right now. Hassan Al-Maktoum in car number 85. All these cars of course have been given their own 2-digit number of choice. So we're on board right now with Matthias Lauda, who is now of course chasing Uwe Alsen. And Uwe Alsen in the all-white 08 car. Then it's 21, Matthias Lauda in the blue and green speed car, followed by the yellow peril in 71, that is Nicholas Navarro. And there is Gianni Morbidelli with the clear track in front of him, able to build up several car spaces now between him and the placemen. This is the Speedcar National Round Race 1. Race 1 today, Race 2 tomorrow. And there's Al-Maktoum in car number 85, taking a very wide berth around that bend. There's Ure in 08, and we can see the boot of his car right now as we follow him on board. We're on board with Matthias Lauda. Matthias Lauda just having a quick look up the inside, thinking I'm never going to be able to get up alongside him, or am I? Am I going to outbrake him? Not so on this occasion. Very, very sideways there from Ue as he gets a wobble on into that bend. And Matthias keeping with him every single step of the way. So as you can see, as these cars take over the rumble strips and hard into the bends, there's an Andy Mikola. Also looks like his race might be run. All the team there frantically taking a look at the car. There's your race leader, Gianni Morbidelli, in car number 10. Looking very comfortable right out front. Be a while before there's any backmarking traffic to trouble him. And in the meantime, the battle between Ure Olsen and Matthias Lauda behind, he's not too bothered about. Fantastic sound as these cars roar around the Dubai Autodrome. And there you can see a little bit of air being driven between Lauda and Alzen now. And then we see Nicholas Navarro in car number 71. David Terrian once again setting the fastest lap of 1:42. Hasral Maktoum in car number 85 in the wheel tracks of Terrian. And there is our race leader, Gianni Morbidelli. There's Lauda once again taking a look up the inside of Ure Olsen and getting ever closer, but running a little bit wide there, very wide. Gets it back on terms, and again pushing themselves to the absolute limit. And Matthias Lauda will be very, very keen to try and reclaim what was his second position. But you have to say, until Ure Olsen makes a mistake, Lauda is going to continue to pile the pressure on. Morbidelli, Olsen, Lauda, Navarro, and then Terrian is the way it looks on track. There is Olsen in the all-white 08 speed car. Awesome looking saloon car, built on a space frame chassis with that mighty V8 620 brake horsepower power pack driving these cars around the track. So Morbidelli, Alzen, Lauda, Navarro and Terrian, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So winding very wide. Ure Olsen in car number 8. And Lauda following every wheel track as well. So there we see then very, very disappointed driver who will be sad that he's out of the race. Just a few words of consolation for Katayama. So car number 20 then, David Terrian being reeled in now by Hasral Maktoum. Meantime, Lauda still in every wheel track that Alzen makes. Then we see Navarro and car number 20, David Terrian, who has set some of the fastest laps around the Autodrome. Nicholas Navarro in the yellow peril car number 71. A little bit of smoke off the number 20 car, off that front offside wheel as he applies the brakes into the bend just to scrub off some speed. and takes a look up the inside and goes through on the inside as well. Nicholas Navarro just left a gap there, and Terrian, like an absolute terrier, was thought, I'm through here, and took it. And Nicholas Navarro will be absolutely furious. Obviously a tactical mistake, just left too much of a gap, and well, Terrian was there and ready to pounce, and absolutely did so. So back into the start-finish straight they go. Navarro taking it very, very wide there. Now, of course, the grip quotients from these tyres changes just about as every lap goes on. Absolutely being put through incredible pressures, and the characteristics, the handling characteristics of the cars change as the grip increases and decreases. So Navarro in car number 71 really being reeled in now by Hasrael Maktoum in car number 85. And you have to wonder whether maybe, just maybe, there is a problem with Navarro's car as Maktoum looks up the inside. And indeed, that is enough. Sheikh Hasrael Maktoum is through in car number 85, and Nicholas Navarro in car number 71 fights back, and not quite enough for Maktoum to make it count. Then Navarro thought, oh yeah, I'm going to let it happen to me once but not twice. A little bit more rubber burned off there as they lock up into that bend, but this is a real battle going on between Nicholas Navarro in the yellow peril that is car number 71 and Sheikh Hasrael Maktoum in car number 85. And there's Maktoum having another look up the inside. They are side by side, and this time perfect driving manoeuvre from Maktoum. Although was it, because Navarro fights back yet again in car number 71. This is a real dice and a real battle going on for 5th and 6th position. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And there we see Uwe Olsen and Matthias Lauda taking another look up the inside as he gets ever closer to try and reclaim that second position that he held. And he really is reeling in. 0-8. Uwe Olsen. Now this is just an example of the overtaking manoeuvres that happen all the time in this series. And there was Hasrael Maktoum and Nicholas Navarro trading places. Gianni Morbidelli in car number 10 then having something of an easy ride right out up front, because all the battles are going on behind. The Lauda and Olsen battle, along with, here we are again, Hasrael Maktoum and Nicholas Navarro side by side, barely a wheel's width between them. But I think on this occasion it looks like Hasrael Maktoum has done enough and Nicholas Navarro is displaced, but he is fighting back. Never a defeatist. But car number 85, well, tried several moves went wrong, but this time it would appear that they've worked as he begins to pull out a couple of car lengths lead over Nicholas Navarro. So Gianni Morbidelli is leading the race, and this is where Hasrael Maktoum went through, dived up the inside. Nicholas Navarro realised he was there, couldn't cut across. And we're on board with Jean Alesi. Look at him pound that gearbox. The silver helmeted Jean Alesi absolutely pummeling that car for all that it's worth. Hasn't had the race start that he'd hoped for. Giving it everything he can. Steering wheel, gearbox, and watch the knees as they move. Okay, back out on track, and there indeed is Jean Alesi in car number 27. Reeling in Navarro. And of course, anything can still happen in this race. And it's not going to be many moments before Alesi tries to get past Nicholas Navarro. Now, Navarro's had several go past, and he won't be happy about that in car number 71. Jean Alesi in car number 27, of course, won't be happy with the way the race has shaped up for him so far. and is going to try everything he possibly can to get as far up the place order as possible. That place order being Morbidelli, Alzen, and then Lauda, the 1, 2, 3 at the moment. The battle here is between 7th and 6th place, Jean Alesi and Nicolas Navarro. And there they are. And we're back on board with Jean Alesi once again. Great to see a driver at work doing what he does best. So there he is in car number 27. Is he going to outbrake Nicolas Navarro? No, left it too late down the downhill section into the right-hander. And then into the home straight they go, taking it very wide. This is phenomenal racing from the Speedcar Series. Alesi takes a look up the inside and has done it very, very cleanly indeed. Saw an opportunity there and thought, right, I'm going to get alongside and I'm going to outbrake you into the bend. Not even much need for outbraking. Sheer speed difference was sufficient. So Nicolas Navarro in car number 71, displaced now by Jean Alesi, who's fighting his way back from a disastrous spin earlier on in the race. And this is how he did it. Up the home straight, slightly uphill, bang, I'm through, thank you very much. So well done to Jean Alesi, who's fighting his way back. Then we see car number 20, which is David Terrien, who's been setting some incredible laps, 1:42.453, the fastest during the race. No mean feat indeed. Uwe Olsen, Lauda, and then Terrien. Second, third and fourth place on track. So David Terrien in car number 20, following the wheel tracks of Lauda. 08, Uwe Olsen in second place. Lauda's third, Terrien fourth. So into the closing stages of this race. And you have to say, if it all goes well technically for Gianni Morbidelli on track, he doesn't look like being threatened. However, this is Speedcar stock car racing and all sorts of things can happen and frequently do. Right now Terrien is really beginning to pile the pressure onto Matthias Lauda. He knows he's into the closing stages of this race. So this is a real battle that's going on in third and fourth place, and there we see them. It's Lauda who's currently third, really being pursued right now by David Terrien, who has consistently set some of the fastest laps. Takes a look up the inside, is there a gap? No, there isn't. Lauda shuts the door, and quite rightly so. Says, hey, this is my position, I want to stay here. Morbidelli, Olsen, Lauda, Terrien. What a battle this is between Lauda and Terrien behind. And Lauda, of course, all the while just trying to get on terms with Olsen. Just in the closing stages of the race, it would be brilliant for him just to be able to displace Olsen from second place and reclaim the place he thought was his. But at the moment, he's having to protect his rear end because David Terrien is all over. And looking for a way through, goes wide. Nothing there. Looking for a gap up the inside. The wheel is lifted off as he uses the rumble strips and pushes so very hard. Uwe Olsen in car number 8. Then it is Lauda, and this is going to be a real fight to the finish. You can feel it coming on. It's reaching fever pitch. Morbidelli is out front, and barring anything going wrong, Morbidelli should be fine. But it's the second, third and fourth. This is where the real battle is. This is where the real racing is happening. And right now, from somewhere, Matthias Lauda has found something extra, and he's now back on terms once again with Uwe Olsen, and is tracking him every single step of the way. Terrien has backed off just a little bit. Has he done so by playing the mind game, thinking these two are going to have a bit of a battle? I'll just sit back, let it happen, and then I'll pick up the pieces and be through. So there is your race leader, Gianni Morbidelli, car number 10. Then it's Uwe Olsen, who's in second place, and Lauda really is right on him now. I did wonder whether Lauda was going to try and dive up the inside, but not sufficient space for him to do there. And then, as I say, Terrien is just sitting back, waiting for it all to happen, thinking this is the best chance I've got of increasing my place in this race, is let these two have a battle. So Uwe Olsen in 08 is second, Lauda in 21 is third. Now Matthias Lauda has let off just a little bit, allowing a bit of space between him and Uwe Olsen. 08.21 and 08 up high on the rumble strips and going very wide. Lauda takes it a little bit tighter. That will have allowed him to increase a couple of yards on him. They're into the home straight now, and this is it, last lap. This is when it's got to be done. Morbidelli starts his last lap. He's fine out front, but it is the final lap, and this is where it's all going to kick off. Olsen is second currently, Lauda is third, Terrien is fourth. And then we see the rest of the cars come flying through, including Nicholas Navarro now. You can see the heat rising off the tarmac. There is Gianni Morbidelli. Is he going to take the Speedcar National Round Race 1? It looks very like it. But here, the battle supreme between Olsen, Lauda and Terrien. They know that this is the last opportunity for them to do anything about it. And you have to say, is there too much of a gap between them now or not? Of course, out-braking manoeuvres can still happen. Uwe Olsen, Matthias Lauda, David Terrien. David Terrien coming back into the chasing pack now. He'd lain back, waiting for a mistake to happen and maybe the pieces to be shattered and for him to take advantage of that. Well, that hasn't happened. So Terrien thinking, now I've got to do it. I can get one more place, I'm sure, and he's pushing so very hard to try and do so. But there is Gianni Morbidelli in car number 10 as he heads towards the start-finish straight and the checkered flag. He will be absolutely thrilled to bits. Gianni Morbidelli takes the Speedcar National Round Race 1. He is the race winner. In second place, Uwe Olsen, and in third place, Matthias Lauda. Fourth, David Terrien. Absolutely fantastic. Well, what a race. What a race indeed from the speed cars. Everything we expected it to be, each and every lap containing entertainment, spectacle and red hot racing. So well done indeed to Gianni Morbidelli. He will be thrilled to have taken the first one, the first race win. On board with Matthias Lauda, who drove exceptionally well. Hand out of the window waving to the fans. And real battle between Olsen, Terrien and Lauda all the way, which was absolutely brilliant for us to behold. And there they are, waves of course. Gianni says, thanks very much. You have to say he was hardly troubled. Nose out in front and stayed there. All the battles royale were happening behind. So Gianni Morbidelli with a hand out of the window. There's Terrien, there's Lauda. So Morbidelli takes the win, Olsen second, Lauda third. Excellent racing. So there we have it then, the official race classification. Gianni Morbidelli taking the win, Uwe Olsen second, Lauda third, Terrien fourth, Asher Al Maktoum fifth, Jean Alesi sixth, Nicholas Navarro seventh, Stefan Johansson eighth, and Johnny Herbert finished in ninth place. Mikola Katayama and Jury not finishing the race. But what a fantastic race that was for the Speedcar National Round Race 1. And the fans will not have been disappointed by the racing from the speed cars, and here the cars steam in. Gianni Morbidelli The team will be well pleased. Arms raised in celebration. In there with handshakes and back slaps, as you would expect. And there is Morbidelli, very, very happy indeed, out of the car. Drove a faultless race, absolutely faultless. Fantastic stuff from the speed car drivers, as we expected. This is their national round, race 1. Hand being shaken by one of the race creators. So Gianni Morbidelli grabs a bottle of water. Congratulated by members of his team as he wanders through the garage. So there we have it then, the Speed Car National Round Race 1. So there's Matthias Lauda then. He gets the cheers, he gets the applause. If you could take up the right position, Matthias, we'd appreciate that. There's Uwe Alzin. All smiles from the drivers. And here comes the race winner then, Gianni Morbidelli. And Gianni right up top. Podium number 1. And well done indeed. Fantastic stuff from these drivers. As the anthem plays, absolutely thrilled with his day's work today. There's the young Matthias Lauda, got a fantastic career ahead of him. And there you have it, the Speedcar Series 1, 2 and 3. Fantastic driving. Fantastic racing. It's what we expected from speed cars. And there the cup being presented by Benoit, who was is the general manager of the Speedcar Series, and it was his concept, it was his idea, and he will be so pleased with the way it's been formulated on track. And there's the second place trophy. And then the first place trophy being presented to Gianni Morbidelli, who holds it up high aloft and says thank you very much. Very, very important Speedcar National Round Race 1, won by Gianni Morbidelli, and he will be chuffed to bits with that. The size of the trophy alone, absolutely fantastic. Handshakes all round, and poses for the photographs. So Benoit there, to the very right of our picture, it was his brainchild, Speedcar. And he is the general manager of Speedcar Series, and an awful lot of sleepless nights come to fruition as the cars went round the track in a fantastic feat today in Speedcar National Round Race 1. But let's not forget the race win, Gianni Morbidelli. So Speedcar National Round Race 1 certainly didn't disappoint. This is exactly how we expected it to be, and here's just some of the action that we saw on track, and a reminder that of course Speedcar back here at the Dubai Autodrome in April. But this is how the race unfolded, and what a race it was too.